build those type of bonds and that work ethic with working with people of like ilk.
Right.
Right. And so like now from what I've noticed is that if people go to culinary school, they immediately want to go from culinary school to running a restaurant. And if they do want to go through the apprenticeship program, however, they tend to
fast track themselves.
Yeah, fast track themselves. Because it's easy to fast track yourself when you can work for free out in fucking Chicago or France or Singapore or whatever, and like have mommy and daddy pay for it, and then you come back and then you can kind of do that, right? And so you get a lot of that.
Yeah, what people need to realize is that this is cooking is really a craft where it's all about. I feel like it's all about the repetition.
Right.
You gotta get your reps in to know how to make pasta or just a few dishes.
Yeah.
Just know how to spin in a certain way and just hold your freaking knife correctly.
Right. Yeah.
And how to recover from a cut or whatever.
Right.
Like all that stuff.
Right.
It's all about. I mean, I've always been a very process-oriented person where I gotta really like work through something. Like it could take me months before I really feel comfortable just myself making something,
right?
Let alone training someone how to do it,
right?
And then when I start training that person, I can kind of like see the steps that they're taking and kind of guide them.
Right.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, I mean that's what the chef mentor thing is, right?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that's just been it's been swept under the rug. I don't think anyone really. I really don't think the new cooks coming into this industry want to go through that process because first of all, it sucks. It's really really hard. I mean, I think that's why like people that are chefs now like kind of appreciate that suffering through the grind, and you only get good by going through that process.
And on top of that, it is hard. We all know that. It's kind of a cliche at this point.
Right.
Working in restaurants, it's
right.
extremely difficult. But working through it, especially starting young, working through it, you kind of learn your coping mechanisms.
Yeah.
You get your coping mechanisms down
right.
where, like, this is stressful, but
right.
I'm not going to, like,
get
into a ball and cry because
right.
I know what's happening next. I know there's light at the end of the tunnel.
Right.
And I can just get through this.
Yeah. I know, like
most of the time, at least.
Right. I mean, this was a server, but yesterday, like we had I had moonlight at this burger joint for money. I was gonna say for fun, but it's not fun. I just do it for money. He was telling me that it was like the brunch shift, or the chef did, and I kind of come in and do the nights, right? And he was like, I was like, oh, how, I walk in and it looks like, kind of like hell, right? It's, wall of tickets, like all that shit, right? And he was like, we just started off really bad. Like one of the servers showed up, and apparently she was really hungover, and so she started setting up the dining room, and then spilled the iced tea in the walk-in, and spilled like the butter packs or whatever, the little single ones, or all over the floor. Didn't pick anything up, like walked out, and then and then like started calling, like texting people to come in early to help her. You're right. Wow. Yeah. And then proceeded to take a table, and then I need to go home. Bye guys. And and then proceeded to stand there, wait for her family meal to get put up for her. But I think, but on that note, I think that exactly it's when you have that sort of suffering, when you're in it together, you can't just stop. Right. You have to keep going. The party, the show must go on. If you leave, the show stops. Right. Or other people have to do it for you.
Yeah,
right. And that's
work harder.
Right. Yeah. And so I think that's really prevalent right now. I think that like when I was chefing, last year or whatever, people call that all the time.
Right.
On Friday nights.
Do you understand that someone else has to work
Yeah,
harder than
yeah. Well, or
because
like
you're
even fucking prep cooks too. It was like this. We had a Sunday prep guy, right? He was the guy that did all the dumplings and shit like that, right? And yeah, Saturday night, fucking like, oh, sorry, I come in. I forgot I have a dentist appointment. I'm like, you don't have a fucking dentist appointment, dude. He's like, okay, I'll see you next week. Bye.
Oh.
And that was it. And then what do you do?
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if that's like I'm hesitant to say it's like a millennial thing or whatever, because I think it's just I don't know. It's just the type of people that we have coming into the restaurant biz. I think are see it on the TV on food competition shows and all that stuff, and they see a very different world than what it actually is.
Right.
Where it's a grind. Because they're not filming Joe Blow deveining prawns for 5 hours, right? You don't see a homegirl like
all the TV shows are creating.
Yeah, creating stuff and like doing interesting.
Drama,
and it's like you don't see them actually having to do the steps to like get that thing from point A to point B. You don't see them like cleaning garlic or whatever. Something that's time consuming, or making stock, or it's already made,
Or how to strain the stock.
Or how to strain stock, or whatever, And so I don't know. I mean, but to your point, like what's it like out there? I don't know. I think it'll come back around. I think when we hit the recession, like speaking of recessions, there's going to be a recession coming down the pipeline pretty soon, and I think people are going to be like having to work. Because I think part of it too is that because our minimum wage is so high now, and that the cost of being cooks right now is so high, you're getting $20 an hour. It's like never been better for cooks, right? But it's really it's really easy to take a day off. Now, like back in our day, like being paid $8-9 an hour, or whatever. Yeah, you had to work. You had to work for 40 hours plus,
right?
Just so you can make rent.
And the expectation is that you work your schedule
as
well,
exactly,
or whatever.
Yeah, it's so weird. It's like I can't work today. What do you mean? Well, I can come in tomorrow. This doesn't make your own fucking schedule, bro.
Yeah, that's why I put the schedule up 2 weeks in advance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people still.
Yeah, I know, right? And it's like, what's this? Or they don't. Hey,
it's a show I gotta go to.
Yeah, it's a show I gotta go to. Yeah, man, you gotta go.
I feel like there's got to be a lot of balance in your life too.
Right.
Like I said, it's a cliche that the restaurant works really hard. It goes without saying. Owning a restaurant, especially small when you're working a lot.
Right.
So whenever I make the schedule, I'm kind of like figuring out, all right, I'm going to do my best to actually take a half a day off or whatever. Because someone may call and say, I'm going anyways. Or you're 2 weeks away from someone quitting.
Right.
And then you have to work that person's, do that job while you're trying to find someone.
Right.
So yeah, I try to do as much balance as possible.
Right.
Cooking with it. Like PK the other day was like, I'm gonna work for you on Friday. I was like, can you on AM or PM? She's like, I want to work the whole day. I was like, oh, that's so sweet.
That's so sweet.
So I just got up in the morning.
Yeah.
Went for a run.
Yeah. Had a Wiley day.
Yeah. Well, I ended up going to the store for some things. But still, that's what keeps me sane.
Right. Yeah. Are those your coping mechanisms? Is having a strong, supportive wife or partner to be able to alleviate a lot?
Oh yeah, sure. I recently had to fire someone, and I texted her like, "What do you think? What should I do?" Like I'm kind of on the fence because I'd really like just to have someone here. Right. She was like, "No, let's just do it. Let's just pull the trigger." I was like, "Okay, good. Felt good about it."
Yeah.
So
that's awesome, man. Because I know how I cope. I drink a lot, so. because I was saying about my previous chef job, man, God, there was a lot of drinking. Because it's just that, because like you get done with service, I mean it's
there.
Yeah, and you're just like, oh.
And if you got the keys, it's like,
yeah, well, there's that too. But it was just, but you look around, and it's like your whole area is just a wreck. I mean, imagine like someone took a dumpster and just emptied a dumpster off into your line, you know? It would just, you couldn't, there was no way to be able to work clean in that type of environment, you know, doing that much food.
Right.
Sorry. You know, I mean, like, you know, I come from kitchens where it's like you fucking work clean and you look nice and blah, 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 but yeah, there's just a point where you just get past that point and it's just like, I just need to fucking go fast, drop something on the ground, whatever, you know.
Deal with it later.
Yeah, deal with it later, you know, and there was a lot, you know, like, you know, of course we didn't have a dishwasher either, so it was like, you know, so it was just like this mountain of fucking third pans and 9 pans and like everything you could possibly imagine. And then you get up and it's like fucking 1 o'clock in the morning, you're looking down, it's a dumpster fire in your fucking kitchen, you know, and it's like, wait, and then then your guy called out, right, for the morning, you know, so like you have to be back in like 4 hours, you know, it's like, fuck it, you know, like, where's my shot? Yeah, I might as well go
sleep.
Yeah, I might as well just sleep in the corner right over there, in one of the booths, and then come back, you know, and then fucking start all over again.
Right.
You know, but I think that's, I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's not that I hated it. I mean, there's something kind of fun and cool, and like there's something rewarding in itself to be that type of a worker and a chef or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, some people cook with it different. I drink a lot.
Yeah. I certainly drink a lot too.
Yeah.
But I usually have to, I don't know, I've learned just to finish my shit first and start
Yeah.
drinking.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this was a place where we would start drinking at fucking like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You know?
Yeah. I mean, Little Uncle stuff, we've been there, and we ended up making rules.
Yeah, you know,
I actually wrote a hand. I mean, I've been writing a handbook for years.
Yeah, like
you know?
like how do you guys handle your alcohol consumption? Because I know
We just give people shift drinks, and I say anymore.
That's it.
You gotta leave, go somewhere else.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's fair because like
We just go down the wrong street.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, I remember when I was working on licorice, it was very like the bartender would always walk by and like fucking give us shots like halfway through our shifts or whatever. When it's just the way it was, you know, and like, and then it just made things really miserable. Like especially when you're cleaning up at the end, and it's like you're trying to leave, and you're drunk, and you're like, I might as well drink more. You know, it's just like, you know, like I think if I were to own a restaurant, heaven forbid, I would go, okay, you get 1 drink, right, at the end of your shift, or like while you're cleaning. I like the drink. I like the beer while I clean.
Definitely, I'm there with you.
Yeah, that's fine with me. But anything more than that, just go down the street, man. Go to another bar.
Right.
You know, you want to do it, just do something. Yeah. Is that what you guys ended up having to do?
That's what we do now. Yeah. Sometimes it's easier said than done, but
yeah.
whatever. Maybe it's just because I'm getting older. I just don't want to deal with that shit anymore.
Yeah.
And you know, as us veterans are in this industry longer, we're the only ones getting older.
Right.
It feels like.
Right.
Because everyone you hire is still young,
Yeah.
20, their 20s.
Right. Yeah. Well, I know the Ethan Stoll conglomerate stopped all drinking. You know, you can't. You know. And that makes sense because like.
Bigger liability.
Yeah, I mean, could you imagine? You know, like fucking like. What happened to Ethan Stoll's restaurants? Oh yeah, slow it up because one of his cooks got drunk and ran over someone.
Right. Yeah.
They got sued. Right. You know, something like that. Yeah, it happens, man. But anyway, yeah. So, yeah, where did you get Little Uncle from?
Oh yeah. So the name Little Uncle. Well, originally we were actually called Shop House.
Okay.
In reference to that architectural style with the business up front, family quarters in the back. But Shop House, yeah. But Chipotle sent us a cease and desist letter because literally like 6 months before we came up with that name, they trademarked it. They were doing like a fast casual Asian chain. Yeah, Chipotle.
Really?
Yeah. And I think they ended up opening one in DC.
Yeah.
And they closed it. I don't know.
Yeah.
So like,
awesome.
So one of our other names we were thinking of was Little Uncle. Little Uncle in Thai is Lung Lek, and that's PK's father's nickname. And in Thailand, actually, no one really knows each other by their real names because they're so long.
Yeah.
And so everyone knows each other by nicknames.
Right.
Loom means uncle. Lek means little. I think it's, when he was a kid, he was just known as Lek, which is little. And then as he got older, he became uncle. So
Right.
Loom Lek.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
And that's on our logo. That's kind of his.
Is that what he looks like?
Little
Yeah.
caricature. Yeah. He passed away when PK was 16 or so. I never met him. Or 20.
Yeah.
I don't know. Something
Right.
before my time.
Right.
But it's kind of an honor of him, and that idea ties back into like family-run business,
Right.
that sort of thing. We actually were going through his personal items. At one point there was like a stack of papers or something. He actually had kept all these menus and stuff, menu
That's
ideas.
cool.
Yeah. It wasn't like the style of. It was pretty standard Thai restaurant.
Right.
Looking menus and stuff, but this it was just a little thought back where I was like, okay, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Let's remember this.
Right.
Yeah.
It was all handwritten too and all that.
Some of it, yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. I love that shit. I love seeing finding old menus and stuff that have notes on them and stuff like that. Yeah, I was digging out my basement the other day. I found my very first menu from Manfredo.
Oh wow.
Back in the day, dude. Back in the day, dude. And it was cool too because the woman who was training me, Dana, she wrote on each menu item the ingredient and the plate on it, and very nice lettering, or whatever, next to the menu items and what I needed to do for each single one, or whatever. And it's pretty cool, man. It was like, oh man, this is sweet.
That is cool. You didn't get the stock of the sign.
Huh? Maybe. I don't know. What's funny is that because me and Scott did not part very well at all. But I was at the time I was 23 or something, 23, 24, and you're making the best decisions at the time, and as I look back, I was like, well, that probably wasn't the best way that I could have done that, or whatever. So anyway, so I read it. So I hadn't seen him in 15 years.
Oh,
No, 12 years or so. I hadn't seen him, and I followed his career and I was just kind of curious because he is a mentor and kind of
He's a legend.
he's a legend too, and people know who that is. And so so I was walking through Pike Place Market recently, and I got to slap on my back and turn around, it's fucking him. I'm like, whoa! I wasn't sure what the interaction was going to be, but he was super jovial, man. He was like, hey, how's it going? Haven't seen you in a while. And so so we kind of talked a little bit, and then I guess he's opening up a place in Pioneer Square or something like that. And so so maybe, I don't know. I'm actually, I'm gonna hit him up, or I'm gonna show up. I don't. He doesn't do the phone. He doesn't do internet. Right? He's one of those type of people. So I'll just show up, and maybe we can kind of rekindle something, because he did teach me a lot, and he's a great dude. I mean,
Sure. I mean, speaking of dropping the hammer, that's occurred to me many times. My chef or whatever, just giving it to me.
Yeah.
And looking back, that's
what you needed at the time. Yeah. I'll never look back at it going man, he was so unfair or anything like that. Everything that everything I experienced through him, the fear and getting my ass kicked and weeping in the bathroom. Yeah, I fucking cried. Yeah, dude, I was he would bring you pretty close to tears, man. I'd be in the bathroom, talk to my girlfriend that lived down the street. I'd be in the bathroom, I don't know if I can do this. Probably having a really bad day, blah, and it's funny. But now it's well, not now, but I realized that pretty early on that that's just because he wanted to be great, and he wanted me, and he wanted to be great, and thus he wanted me to be great so that we could be great together. That was just the deal. And I learned a ton from him. However, that chefing style now doesn't fly anymore.
No.
It's just you just can't do it. I mean, like I tried too. It's really funny. It's like 4 years ago, I tried getting back into the kitchen. I started doing that shit. However, get fired real quick. You know, it's like, and you start like, okay, well, does that style of intimidation and cookery and stuff like that, right, where like everything needs to be perfect, if it's not perfect, it's shit, sort of thing. Does that mentality make great food, or is it more because the way things are shifting with how people want to be treated in the kitchen? Does it need to be more of a collaboration and hope that it's going to be great food? I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good question. I often think about that too, because I talk about that first pop-up we did at Licorice, PK and I. That was supposed to be her first and only one.
Yeah.
I remember getting something together and I barked something at her because I thought that was just like a normal kitchen.
Right.
And that was the wrong thing to do. Done it.
It's like, whoa.
You want me to be here? I'm leaving. But she like made it very clear. And I remember that moment to this day.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if we can, I do my best not to be that barking guy, and it comes out occasionally.
Right.
But yeah, you're right. It's got to be more of a, or you have to approach it like, this kid I have working for me doesn't know very much,
right,
but I still have to treat it like a collaboration. Or this is going to be a really great learning experience for this person, then let's just approach it like that, rather than fuck it up! Stop!
What are you doing?
I don't say stop anymore, I say time out. And then at that point they get it, like, oh, okay. Time out. Yeah. That's actually what I said.
Oh, jeez. That's so sad. You sound like a fucking dad to his kid, dude. Time out, kid.
That's what I am.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I often, I consider like a lot, like what it takes to kind of train someone properly.
Yeah, I know exactly.
We talk about perfection and reaching it, or just trying to make everything as perfect as possible. A lot of that perfection comes down to how are you going to make this person understand what it is that they're doing and what the final thing is,
right,
and what's wrong and what's not, and what's right.
Right. Yeah. I know.
Like properly cooked rices, this is what properly cooked rice is.
Right.
I need you to understand what that's what it is.
Right. Yeah.
And you got to work through your own things to get to that point.
Right.
Like I'm going to show you a few times, and I gotta let it go.
Yeah.
At some point, and you're gonna fuck up that rice.
Right.
And we're gonna throw it all away, but I gotta let you do it.
Right.
I can only tell you so many times.
Right. It's just like, I was like, I showed you how to do it. You told me you understood, and now you're doing it differently because you want to make it easier for you, or something, right? Or it's faster, or it's this.
And that's, we were talking about the process of having to do the constant reps of one thing, and that might be part of it.
Right.
And looking back to how I
I didn't get 2 shots. I got one fucking shot at it. You get one fucking shot at it, and if it's fucked up, you don't get to do it anymore.
And watching your person, the person working saute next to your own pantry or whatever, you're watching that person. You need to watch that person, see what they're doing, see what they've learned.
Right.
There's a little bit of an aspect of that missing too, where people are really focused on their own thing and not looking beyond their own station. That could be. I've noticed that kind of a common issue.
Yeah.
People aren't really seeing what's going on around.
Right.
Like, how's that person cutting that onion?
Right.
Because when I jump on that station, I need to know how to cut that onion.
Right.
Someone will show me once, but I should know beforehand.
Right. No, that makes sense. Like, do you think it's because people are more myopic in a sense of like they have their thing to do and that's all they're going to do?
That's what they've hired me to do.
Right.
And I'm not going to have to learn anything else.
Right.
Or I expect to have a full 2 weeks of hands-on training.
Right.
Right. but in a smaller restaurant, that's not going to happen.
No. I mean, if you want that, go work at Four Seasons or something.
Yeah.
Something corporate where they can absorb that sort of nonsense.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's real easy to like have a HR department and all that stuff to be able to find people and import them from other places to work, but it's quite another thing to try to get the local talent pool, or like maybe, I don't know, maybe you look out, maybe like someone contacts you, oh, I saw your stuff on whatever, like, I'd love to work there or something. You ever get any of that?
No.
No, that's too bad. Well, I mean, I can't imagine. Like, I don't really see anyone really, unless you're like Eduardo or someone like that. That you're probably not going to get anyone that's going to be like that.
Yeah, we just want to serve good food. Like putting yourself out there like that is a whole nother job.
Right.
Someone like Eduardo, he works really hard to put himself out there.
Yes.
It just doesn't come.
Yeah.
It's like you gotta work double time.
Right. Yeah, I know. It's like it's
make lots of sacrifices in your life all over the place.
I would imagine. I mean, to like have that sort of fame and recognition comes at a cost for sure. It's like he has no privacy now. Like he has to, like, I'm sure like the people that he has to deal with now, like are treating him more like a brand than as a chef. That'd be weird. Do you have it? So you have no interest in doing anything like that at all?
Like extra media things? Or?
Oh no, I mean just like kind of I don't know, try to get famous some way or something. I don't know. I mean, you literally could. I mean, this is like kind of the perfect place to, if you wanted to do like a YouTube channel show or I know Google or not Google. I know Apple's doing a thing, Disney's doing a thing, whatever. You could just set up cameras, film your fucking life.
I feel like I'm too insular, like too aloof to relate. If someone comes along and is like, oh, we want to, I told you earlier about the film crew coming in. It's happened a couple times, but that's just someone coming in, doing stuff. It's not like I'm out there, sending my headshots to people. I can't. I don't know. That's not why I do this.
Yeah.
And that can be hard to explain to people sometimes. Like, oh,
like, why wouldn't you?
Yeah. Well, I kind of just wake up in the morning and go for a jog rather than
do my thing.
Get up
for sure.
Call or something. Yeah.
I mean, well, I say that because like I've noticed that the local people that are making a name for themselves, Eduardo, Renee, Ethan to a certain extent. Who else showed up? Showed up.
He works really hard too.
Yeah, and like I followed their Instagram and social media stuff like that. And it's like it's a lot of work, man. I've tried to do stuff for this podcast and stuff like that, and it's like it's a lot of fucking work, unless you pay someone. But then still, like it's a lot of work.
And then the networking aspect too. Like I'm just too socially awkward to go in a room and talk to me. I mean, you're lucky I'm here sitting with you.
I was actually kind of surprised. Actually, I was like, "Oh, you want to do this? Okay, cool. This will be fun." I was excited.
Yeah,
I was very excited.
It's good. I like supporting you.
Yeah, cool.
All these little projects going around the city. That's what I'm most excited about.
I think that's what's kind of cool about Seattle right now, because we have grown exponentially in the last 5 years, whatever that. There's room for interesting things that pop up.
Yeah, and that's what I would want. Like looking for the future of this town. That's kind of what I would want more of. Because everyone thinks about Portland. There's so much cool stuff happening there. I don't know why that happens. Maybe it's easier to open a business. Maybe the people are more open-minded. Maybe they have less influx of people from all over the country.
Right.
But there's so much construction here, and then there's all these new construction spaces. We talked about the vanilla shell.
Yeah.
They all have the vanilla shell.
Right.
That's what you're gonna get is a vanilla fucking restaurant. You know?
Right.
And
Right.
what I want to see is more mom and pop people just trying to like open a good restaurant.
Good eatery.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be expensive. I'd love it to be affordable.
Right.
And more just community building.
Yeah.
Rather than the cost of running a business is so high that I think it's difficult for people to get out of their own restaurant
Right.
and talk to other people about what's going on.
It is. It's really hard. I think that's probably one of the cool things about this podcast is that like I'm able to talk to people that are so invested in their restaurant or their little world that it's like it's hard for them to get outside that world because like you're just consumed by it, you know. And it's like how many days a week do you work? 6 days a week, and you have Monday off.
I usually do. Well, we're closed Sundays, Mondays.
Yeah.
Everyone's at school on Mondays, so I usually end up doing some work. Like I do a lot of shopping and stuff. Like
Yeah.
all my ingredients, I can't get anybody to deliver. Much of my ingredients, I can't get anybody to deliver.
Really?
So I end up driving around to grocery stores or noodle factories and stuff. Buying noodles. So I do that a lot on Mondays. That takes me half a day. I'll be scheduled admin day.
Right.
I might clean the beer lines or something. You know,
Right.
just-
Do something.
Yeah.
Something for the shop.
Right. But we're only open Tuesday through Saturday.
Yeah.
So it ends up being a 6-day week.
Right.
Got catering or something. But like I said, I try to take advantage of any time I can because I work so much anyways.
Right. Right. Yeah, I was talking to Kevin, and yeah, you could tell like how it's like, or not Kevin, but I kind of liken when I got out of the chefing world or whatever. That
Chefdom.
the chefdom world. That I didn't realize how out of touch I was with the rest of the world for the last 14 years. Because I was writing for 14 years, and it really felt like I kind of got out of water and lifted my head and looked around, and I was like, holy shit, what is going on? Seriously, it's so weird. Like I bought that phone, and I hadn't updated my phone in like 5 years, but prior to that, like 7 years or something like that. So I go down to T-Mobile, get the newest Android I could find, right? And I'm just like blown away by like how accessible everything is, and all the different avenues that you can go down, and that's probably why this happened. It's just interesting. I think that's relevant to most chefs out there. It's like you're so insular within your world that like dealing with the outside world is super scary, And like it's funny too because like I was talking to someone about talking to people, and they're talking to